you know, and all of our quality of life would be raised, okay? So we're going to do the best I can, as long as I'm blessed to be able to do a series of administrative solutions, qualified contributions from in the trenches. And we're going to show in our formulas and our suggestions, our suggested administrative solutions that may help someone. We believe it will help someone across and throughout all industries, particularly Social Security, health and human services, of course economy, and education, advertising, litigation, especially because one of our already demonstrated 9 years is a powerful litigation referral mechanism where the litigation industry can now see a population of claimants whereby they can see the claimant's merits of any claimant's case for any reason. It doesn't just have to be intellectual property or personal injury. They can see the merits of the case without laying out money to research it because it's already set up mechanically. It's mechanized. The presentation is standard and holistic, and they can take on cases with merit contingently. And it raises quality of life because it raises revenues, it raises a networking experience, and consciousness is raised, and we all learn that we're more alike than we're different. Okay. All right. So what we're going to cover in this, first let me give you the banner that I had produced to launch this, okay? In the trenches, qualified contribution. It's actually the cover of the 45-page document that went to the Obama White House, managed service list, the 15-member managed service list of the executive offices. It's on sale, it's available for sale on Amazon, but it's also available for free download at my website, my company website, higherlyrics.org. That's HIRELYRICS.org. Also available is our heads up fax to Chief of Staff, Honorable Rahm Emanuel, in which we asked them and begged and pleaded with him to please make sure this information got to the other 15 members who are in a position to make qualified decisions about this qualified contribution of data, which is impacting quality of life. It makes a difference whether or not any creator of work product, including life experience, families, and careers, actually gets their product to market or not. It makes a difference to all of our lives, all right? Revenues first, and then hope, courage, faith, integrity, and we're going to show in this series how work ethic, synergy, intent, two-way accountability, all matters in turn, impacts quality of life. We applaud President Obama for platforming accountability, but we need the White House to recognize that any implementation of any budget isn't going to work unless there is two-way, a synergy, work ethic, synergy, and intent. You have to look at the relationships between the recipients of any funding or service, the middleman, and you have to look and see the reasons why. You have to look and see whether or not the implementation of the money, whether or not the money made its mark, and what characteristics and what qualities what variables stop the money from making the mark. And many times it's not a variable that shows up on a black and white balance sheet. It doesn't show up on the books. It shows up in work ethic. It shows up in attitude and conduct and whether or not someone wants to be bothered. And these huge agencies, IRS, Social Security Administration, these are machines. They're actually machines that are wielded and enacted by the person who happens to be sitting at the desk, the computer terminal, or the phone at the time. And if they choose not to tell a caller that there are forms available and processes available that will help them navigate terrible situations like Social Security making mistakes and then pulling all the money back to cause great hardship. If that Social Security Administration person answering the phone doesn't offer to the caller that there is a remedy already in place through a filing of a particular form where you can waive, because if it was no fault of your own that the Social Security Administration made this mistake, then that person is destroyed, the individual is destroyed. I mean, homelessness, the whole nine, sickness, everything, death. They're destroyed. Their quality of life is in the tubes. And the money has still left our coffers, our taxpayers' coffers, going to that agency, the Social Security Administration, and there's no accountability, no two-way accountability for why the extra money actually caused loss of human life. All right, and Social Security Administration is just one of the machines. We're going to talk about the IRS and the bank's relationship with the IRS, and whether or not where the IRS and the Federal Reserve have a right to make their policies and say we only want to hear a protest check reclamation from a bank. We can only receive it from a bank. But if the bank officer is either too lazy or unknowledgeable, or has the work ethic, a poor work ethic, says I don't want to learn what the protest, how to do a protest check reclamation with the IRS, then the small business owner is the one where the weight falls on, and is causing destruction of businesses. It's causing double payouts to dishonest people, and it's rewarding dishonesty and fraud. And the honest, hardworking Americans are actually paying with our freedoms and our money the cost of internet crime. All right, because no one is looking at, it's not embedded into the system along with these other systems and machines. It's not mechanized to standardize standards of work ethic, to examine synergy, which is a byproduct that's thrown off after we all get together and communicate, and intent and two-way accountability. So I just want to say that, and the spirit of this, what we're going to try to communicate is our realization that we have documentation for. It's down here on the banner. There is a liquid demographic of Americans who strategically troubleshoot and minimize projected loss. The strategically thinking, extremely intelligent, passionate about taking care of their family American forsakes any desire to win the approval of any traditionally mechanized industry and shifts to take on characteristics on paper of whatever expectation they have to in order to save their family. And we have documentation for that, proof for that. All right, that there's a dimension of product contributors and cash solvent people that our economic stimulus recovery plan is not taking into consideration. We're not asking for anything. These people don't need you to give them anything, but they do need you to recognize that what you put in place impacts us if you don't see us, and whatever you put in place, whatever you send our way will never trickle down to us and benefit us if you don't look at these synergetic components that are impacting us of work ethic, synergy, intent, two-way accountability, and we are the ones here in the trenches. These are from the in the trenches Americans, and we are prepared. This series is going to launch and show you who the in the trenches Americans are and why our contributions of administrative solutions are in fact qualified. We are not people that are welfare and charity cases. We are in fact your peers. All right, and we need you to start taking us seriously. All right, I'm going to end this now, and look out for the series. It's going to be uploaded on YouTube, Yahoo videos, Google videos, or whatever. It'll be all over the place. And thank you very much. And with strongest prayers and most positive thoughts, this is Roxanne Grinage, founder, higherlyrics.org. Thank you very much.